Today we're going to talk about how to make money teaching art and craft classes, even if you have no art degree. And I'm going to share my own personal experience of teaching art and craft classes and how I generated income. Because when I began my own art business, I thought that making products would be my ticket to freedom. And to be fair, it worked. I was able to generate 80,000 euros in a single year of product sales. But over time, I realized something, that making products isn't for everyone. For me personally, it turned me into a little factory instead of the cozy little artist that I wanted to become. So my own personal point of view based on experience is that the best path for artists is to become a hybrid, to be able to sell a combination of products and to also teach and see what works best. So when I first began teaching art and creative workshops, I was not an art teacher. And back in those days when I first began, I did not have my jewelry business, and also I had not completed my painting program. I was just painting really basic stuff. So if you ever thought, who am I to teach art? This video is for you. So the first topic I want to get into is the lie that artists believe. A lot of artists, they believe that to teach you need an art degree, you need to be extremely talented and skillful. But the truth is, people don't buy art classes because they want another teacher. People buy art classes because they want creativity, they want community, they want confidence, they want permission to make art, and they want permission to make a mess. So once upon a time, I owned a brick and mortar boutique. This boutique was massive, so I had tables for other people who were selling art and crafts to be able to showcase their work. There was also a yoga studio. I shared this place with my friend who was a yoga teacher. And there was also an art room. So I realized at one point that this one evening class that I had every Saturday was making more profit than sometimes the whole week of my work being sold and also the work of the other people who were selling art and crafts. And this made me realize how precious, how valuable it was to offer an experience. And this is something also that AI will not be able to compete with. AI is not going to be able to host an event, hold space for people, bring people together to be able to make a mess, to be creative. So I really see this as the future for artists. So creating a beautiful experience sometimes is worth more than the creation of an object. So the second thing I wanted to bring up in this video is the new creative economy. So today, some of the most well-known artists out there, they're not only selling products, they're selling experiences, workshops, events, retreats, memberships, creative circles, art experiences. What can you actually teach? So you can teach sip and dip painting parties. I did loads of these. They are very successful. People love them. I ran them Saturday evenings, happy hour time, and then people, they would go out for dinner. So next, intuitive painting. I did do a few of these, and I had a friend who ran these successfully. She would do them once a month. She charged 70 euros, and she also did a meditation, a little bit of movement with the people before they start to paint. She was very successful at this. So there is a famous intuitive painting artist. Her name is Flora Bowley, and she is a hybrid. She sells beautiful original art, and she does these incredible workshops. She does them online and offline. I have one of her books. It's called Brave Intuitive Painting, and this book helped me a lot to be able to teach intuitive painting classes because this book teaches all of her methods of how she does her beautiful intuitive paintings. So the third topic that you can teach is kids art classes. So parents pay not only for their kids to be able to connect to their creativity, but parents also pay for their kids to have a place to make a mess. So this was another successful art class that I used to run, where every Saturday morning, parents, they would leave their kids with me to make a mess, to make a beautiful project to take home for an hour and a half. 4, creative art circles. So share prompts, create together, have lots of art supplies around, and start creating together with other people. You guys can make mandalas together or have a different art project every time. I had one called Flow, which was a mix of expressive art therapy and doing a project. So my most popular workshop was the self-love self-portrait, where people would make a self-love self-portrait of themselves. So basically I had really nice music playing in the background, and I read prompts so that people could create their self-love self-portrait of themselves. And I had this one lady who she wouldn't stop crying, and at the end she told me how healing it had been for her. Create your own self-love self-portrait with your group. You have my permission to run with it. Run with it. 5, natural pigment workshops. So this is one of my popular workshops, very popular in retreats, where basically I teach people how to create their own natural pigment paints. And then they do beautiful abstract paintings with these natural pigments, because the beauty of natural pigments is that when you work in a freestyle kind of abstract kind of way, Everything is beautiful. It's just the way that natural pigments work. It doesn't work like ordinary paint. So this one people love. It's really popular. Let me know in the comments if you want any videos on natural pigment paints. I'm happy to make them. As you guys know, I read and I answer all the comments here in my channel. So 6, art journaling and scrapbooking. People love art journaling and scrapbooking. In fact, when I was studying expressive art therapy, it's one of the best ways to unblock people of being able to create again. Pinterest is filled with beautiful examples of art journals. Why not create these art journals together in a group once a week? You can make travel art journals or have themed art journals, maybe poetry. You can do different scrapbooking projects together. I think art journaling and scrapbooking is one of the best ways to create a circle of people who want to create together. So 7, craft projects. This can be jewelry, candle making, ceramics, crochet. This can be any craft under the sun, any project under the sun. So I used to go regularly to a jewelry project class where I would leave with a piece of jewelry that I had made following a project. And I used to do these regularly so that I could have new ideas to bring into my jewelry brand. So whatever you're already making or wanting to make it together with others. I've been to a lot of craft classes with my daughter to do projects together with her so that we could have quality time together. So there's a YouTuber that I love called Simon Squibb, and he has this interview where he interviews this girl. She creates candles and also she does candle making workshops. And she's a hybrid and she's making 5K months. So 8, graphic novel groups. You can start a graphic novel group for people where people get together to work on their graphic novel project. So zines are avant-garde. People can come together and make creative little zine quirky projects together. And the beauty of zines is they don't follow a storytelling arc. They can be a mix of poetry, words, typography, and art all together. And this is great for people who want to reconnect with their creativity. And it gives people permission to be quirky together as a group. 9, creative writing and illustration. So this was another one of my best-selling workshops where I would bring people together to do an illustration and creative writing workshop just to start their children's book. But it doesn't have to be just children's book. This can be also a coffee table book or a picture book. So this one, I used to teach the hero's journey, the story arc, and I would give people different creative writing prompts so that they could start telling their story, so that they could at least outline their story and also start a little bit illustrating to be able to get their project started. So this was one workshop that I did every few months. I also did it in schools. But the beauty of this is that you can actually turn it into a weekly workshop. The opportunity here is to turn it into a weekly class, to turn it into a weekly place where people get together and work on their project together. So you can do a few creative writing prompts to get people writing and also get people to start drawing their projects. So 10 is to offer a space for artists to be able to come in and to work in their projects. So rent a studio, fill it with different creative materials, and then charge for people to come and to be able to work in their projects. You can add a coffee machine where you charge for the coffee capsules and people, they can come, they can make a mess. However, you can tell them to clean their own mess. And also you can rent a space for other people to come and teach their art classes or their art workshops. So many years ago when my daughter was just a baby, my partner, he gifted me for my birthday a graphic novel class. So once a week he would look after our baby and I would go to be able to work on my own graphic novel project. And I have to say, some of my most meaningful works came out from this graphic novel class. And the teacher, she was not teaching anything technical. There were no skills there. Maybe she would talk a little bit about different artists that were doing graphic novels, but that was basically it. So the teacher was not selling any kind of information. She was just creating space for people to be able to work on their project and reconnect to their own creativity. So like I mentioned, it's not about teaching the art skills or the technical skills. It's about providing space, bringing people together. So what you really are creating here is belonging, permission, confidence, creativity, and community. It's very lonely to do art alone. It is so nice to be able to connect with other artists. I have my friends here, my art friends, that we get together and we talk about art. So 4, where to start? Yoga studios, art studios, cafes, community centers, retreat centers, libraries, your home. So one artist that I know, she began sip and dip in her own dining room table, and then after she rented a studio, and then I worked in her studio before I had my own place. So topic number 5 that I wanted to cover here is how much should you charge? So for children's classes, if you offer drop-ins, anything from 20 to 30 euros or dollars. Sip and dip painting classes can be anything from 30 to 50 euros or dollars. Specialty workshops can be anything from 50 to 100, and retreat workshops start at 100 and go up. So for crafts, it truly depends on the complexity and also the materials. Add all of the cost of your materials into your pricing. So this is really important for your business. You don't want to offer only drop-ins. You want to do just like yoga teachers do. You want to offer a card with 10 sessions where the person gets a little discount, but they pay for a little card, a paper card, and offer a little discount. And for children classes, you want to offer semester classes. So not only drop-ins, but you also want to offer a semester of art classes every Saturday. And also you want to do summer camps. If you can do art summer camps, parents, they love this. So these hacks are really important to not only fill up your classes, but also for momentum, for your business to be able to have momentum. This way you can start making a full-time income fast. And the last thing I wanted to share is a book recommendation that really helped me in the beginning to get started, called Ladies Drawing Night. So this book is about a group of women where they would get together once a week to do a different art project. So it's full of different art project inspiration ideas that you can take and run with. And this book helped me so much to get started. I'll put the details in the description. So have fun, test out different classes, do loads of different classes in the beginning. Just start testing them out. Just start bringing people together to have fun and to connect with their creativity. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what other videos you would like me to make. And I'll see you in the next video. Ciao!